Hello everyone and welcome to Aunty K's Tarot. Today I am participating in the tag Scooby decks, which is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer tag. I saw it on Peekaboo Rose's channel. The link is in the description box. Julie says that the original video comes from Rumor Haven, if that's how you pronounce it, but I can't find the video. For me it says it's no longer available. Okay, so basically we go through a list of characters and assign a deck for them. In some ways, this was hard. I don't necessarily have the deck I would imagine the character using. And so I had to go with what I have. And I think that I might make comments probably along the way, like if I had any deck, you know, that sort of thing. Maybe I won't. We'll see if that makes it into editing. So I have been a big Buffy fan since it came out. We owned the videos on VHS. We owned them on DVD. Then another set of DVDs because the kids weren't easy on them. We've had all kinds of ways of getting Buffy fixes in our family. My kids grew up watching Buffy when they were way too small to be watching Buffy, but they loved it. And we watched Buffy on the Space Channel. So they were always playing like reruns as they led up into the, new season. So you could keep up with your Buffy fix in between seasons, which was great. All right. So first up, we have Giles. All right. And I've decided that Giles is obviously a Marseille dude kind of person. And, so I've chosen my multi-Marseille because it sticks to things pretty traditionally and steps outside of the right boxes. And so this is my Giles deck. And you're going to get more detail on why I specifically chose Marseille later on. I also think that Giles would probably have the Bones and Curio deck. I think he would probably have the Bones and Curio deck. This also seems like something that would really be up his alley. And I think younger Giles in his like wild and crazy, I'm not going to be a watcher days, he probably had a Thoth deck then. I think Crowley would have been up his angle at that point, but he no longer has a Thoth deck, and I've never had a Thoth deck. Okay, I do have a deck for younger Giles. Younger Giles also, along with a Thoth deck that I don't have, and he no longer has as a result, he also totally has the Zombie Oracle. So younger Giles totally has the Zombie Oracle, or he had it and now Ethan has stolen it and has a copy of it and is using it. So in thinking about what Giles would have and which of my Marseille decks Giles would and wouldn't have, I thought about Miss Cavendish. And I think Miss Cavendish would totally have the Keymaster. So I think this is, it's cool, it's funky, it's really beautiful, and, this just seemed to me like a Miss Cavendish kind of thing. She probably learned to read with playing cards, so, she interprets this really easy. She likes modern things in old spaces. I totally managed not to turn that over. Like uploading books into computers and on online witchcraft. So this just had a Miss Cavendish feel to me. All right, so moving on to Buffy. I didn't have anything that looked really necessarily like Buffy's aesthetic. So this is what I got for Buffy. Buffy has chosen to have the Clarity Tarot because the keywords simple things up just perfectly, just the way Buffy likes it. And, Giles also insisted she try and read playing cards, so she got a copy off of Willow with Willow's notes on it. And so that is my my donut playing cards with my notes on it. Also, if we're going to talk about aesthetic, like, there is something about this, some of these, like, that's a very Buffy kind of looking picture. The swords in this deck also made me think of having a Buffy aesthetic, how they're all like cool and rainbow like. The people in this deck are pretty elegant, and Buffy has got style I never had. Buffy's got style.
I'm not exactly quaking in my stylish yet affordable boots, but there's definitely something unnatural going on here.
And so I think in that way, this deck aesthetically comes as close to Buffy's aesthetic as I'm going to get. So that brings us into Willow. And I was like, oh man, what does Willow have? And I think as far as aesthetics go and what Willow is going to get, I chose my Fortune Queen's Tarot. And, it doesn't really hit that witchy vibe necessarily, right? But I feel like Willow is into all these drag queens. She's into the super bright colors all over the place. And I could picture wearing like an outfit like this one here. And so for me, this, maybe not that outfit, but for me, this is a Willow deck. It's got like all your Rider-Waite symbolism, and it's cool and funky and out there, and it has this like charming, youthful quality to it. So another deck I thought Willow might have is like, she might be inspired by Giles and Miss Cavendish's Marseilleuse.
Miss Kitty Fantastico or something.
But got like a Kitty Fantastico version. So Willow also has the Cat Marseille, where she can divine with the aid of kittens. And this brings us to Tara. And I thought, like, what would Tara have? Well, I think Tara would also have a kitty deck. And in this case, I think Tara would have the Curious Cats Club deck. Willow might be like this super talented, naturally talented witch who can go off the deep end. But like, Tara is in tune and educated and thoughtful and also has a sweet demeanor. So on that aspect, Curious Cats Club is totally up her alley, and she can really get into, a deck like this and just tap in. The other thing that Tara would definitely have is she would totally have like the Wild Witch Oracle by May North Market. This is probably something her mom would have tried to secretly passed down to her if the deck had actually been that old. This is a deck that I also see Tara totally having, the Wild Witch Oracle. And I have one more for Tara. And that is a deck by one of my kids, the El Chiringa, which is a oracle for dreaming. And I don't know if I know how to pronounce it, which would be Orionmancy, or I don't know. But, you know, divination via dreams, that's what this deck helps with. Tara is totally into something like that and has the El Chiringa Oracle to help her out. Oz has mystic medleys, and, you know, Oz is a lot of things, but he also has, like, this charmingness. There's this cuteness, which attracted him in Willow early on, before Willow fully confronted her sexuality. And he's into the 1920s, 1930s noodle arm characters 100%. So this is totally an Oz deck. And no, I don't have anything like Wolfie. I don't really have anything horror-like, maybe other than my zombie, which totally didn't fit. So, but I thought, like, if Oz is picking out a deck, what would his aesthetic be? And that is what I went with. For Xander, if I had a huge selection of fandom decks, I would say that Xander would totally have a collection of fandom decks under his bed next to his comic books. But I have nothing to show for that. So in my Buffy verse, Xander got called to the Scooby meeting where he was supposed to bring his deck from his deck collection and show it off. And he stopped at the bookstore and grabbed the G-Witch fortune-telling cards on the way. And thankfully, they have words on the back to help him get through this Scooby meeting.
It could be witches, some evil witches, which is ridiculous because witches, they were persecuted, wicked, good, and lovely. You're the women power, and I'll be over here.
An older, more mature Xander might grab the rustic roots Lenormand. I think it sort of fits the construction dude aesthetic in a way. Let me find something to back up my theory here. Kind of fits the construction dude aesthetic in a way. And he has an appreciation from the Lenormand that he got from Cordelia, who totally grabbed the pink sugar Lenormand. 100% Cordelia deck. The pink sugar has this classy lace background. We've got the shiny gold. It might look like it's just a superficial deck, but you know, you have to dig below the surface to really see who Cordelia truly is. As for Anya, I chose the Unnamed Mysteries Tarot. This is, you know, a deck that is gorgeous and beautiful. I think the demon aspect of Anyanka, likes the hands. The animals in it give it that, you know, animal earthy side that ancient Anya would have been more in tune with the earth. We got some creepy aspects going on here, but most importantly, and so it really is the bunnies and me wanting to incorporate Anya's bunny hate. So the bunnies are the suit of wands, the suit of magic, and I just think that that fit on so many levels in their hippity hoppity hell. So next up we have Faith, and I chose And I chose the Divine Diversity 2 deck for Faith. I just see Faith going, like, it looks like it's ready to go out to the nightclub. Everybody is super sexy, and, you know, at least when we were all much younger, you know, Faith was totally the super sexy slayer, outside of the pretty and sweet and shiny and rainbow sword Buffy. And so that's why I chose Divine Diversity 2 for Faith. I feel like this style would have appealed to her. And, you know, I also had wondered about it for Xander because, like, the comic book sexy style, like, he totally has something like this under his bed. But I ended up choosing it for Faith. And, like, we can't, you know, do Faith without remembering the first second Slayer, which, of course, was Kendra. Kendra doesn't know what everybody is doing with all these random decks when the Watchers have clearly stated only Marseille decks are the traditional and appropriate choice for a Slayer and her Watcher. And, you know, and since she has to choose a Marseille deck, this is totally the one that was going to be the fit for Kendra Latero archetypal, because Watcher rules, you have to use a Marseille deck. Angel, what deck does Angel got? I think Angel has the Next World Tarot because it's gritty and it would be really an easy deck for Angel to get lost and mopey in. As much as I see this as like an optimistic, not dystopian futurism deck, I can totally see how Angel would get into this deck and find a really good way to go be his mopey self. Like, oh my god. Angel is not one of my preferred characters. I cannot deal with, like, how much that boy's got white tears. Like, get over yourself, Angel. Come on. Okay. So, one of my favorite characters is Spike. Spike and Anya are, like, totally my top two most favorite characters. Spike and Anya. So, I'm like, what deck is Spike going to have? And I decided Spike would have the Tarot Neo-Colonial because the Neo-Colonial art reminds him of the good old days. You know, before the chip and before the Scoobies got under his skin. And he could just romp around in those good old days, creating mayhem and, you know, gorging on juicy elites at parties. And so I think he actually has the Tarot Neo-Colonial. Because it's a good reminder of what Spike considered the good old days. And likewise, Drusilla has the baby Buddha because the children are all plump and yummy looking. So that's why she has a baby Buddha. It makes her like just want to go eat some plump, yummy children. All right. My last and final one is a cheat because I totally don't have the deck for it. But Joyce, Buffy's mom, Joyce totally has the Mother Peace Tarot. So I'm just going to put like a picture up. She has totally had it since the 70s, and it's perfect for her. So that is my Buffy Tag Scooby decks that I have out here. I hope you all enjoyed it. Go search Scooby Tag and find other videos. That is totally what I'm going to do. But I didn't want to do it till after I did my own tag, even though I watched Julie's first. I paused Julie's like right at the beginning and was like, no, I have to answer all these questions first. And then I finished watching Julie's, and that was last night. This morning, up and videotaping for all of you. So I will see you all later, folks. Enjoy your day.